Jamie.
Hi, Lisa.
What?
We do this on FaceTime, and it comes with a little bit of a jingle. And Erik was mimicking it to a T, and he was doing that goofy little swing his arms. It was funny.
Oh man, I wish I could see that. Hi, Erik. Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Mom. Hi, everybody. Erik's waving. Hi, Channeling Erik family.
All right, we're going to talk about how to communicate with loved ones because I don't know of anybody. I'm sure there are who have not lost somebody. Lost, and I know you'll use air quotes because we really don't lose them. I know, and then there's no reason why you shouldn't continue to have a relationship with them like I do with you, Erik. So let's talk about what does that look like? How can people continue a relationship with their loved one?
I realize how bad it looks that you're asking something so deep, and I'm giggling and smiling. Erik's like, I love my mommy so much. He goes, did you just hear her correct herself and do the air quotes? He says, that's really funny.
Yeah.
We're like getting into it quite a bit. I'm so proud of her. Because you're right, because we don't lose anybody.
Yeah.
He says, it's not a loss thing. It's a transition thing.
They just lose their body.
He goes, I am going to put it out there one more time, he says, will somebody please create a better vocabulary for all the new knowledge that we know? Because we need a word for this, man. Anyways, when you have transitioned a loved one, and he said, I think that we should really include animals in on this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure.
Because we have emotional connections to them.
Of course.
So let's not just leave it to people, because when anyone, animal, person that we love that has crossed over, we have this need to carry on the relationship. So I call it structuring the new relationship. You know, how do you figure out how to touch and communicate beyond what you used to do as humans? Yeah, and he's talking in circles, and we're going to straighten him out right now.
Okay, good luck. I'll let you handle that.
He's talking kind of in groups, and so I want him to be more linear. I think it's easier for us to listen to. So he's saying, when someone transitions, the first thing here is, how are you going to perceive this transition? Is it really going to be a loss to you? Because if it's a loss, then the energetic vibration of that emotion lost is going to really cut new ways to communicate with your loved one. Okay.
Why is that?
Well, because it's a belief. You know, Mom, if you believe in it, that you really lost this person, or ashes to ashes, then this is the experience that you're going to create for yourself. And so you're putting yourself in a box and feeding yourself the answers of, damn straight, this is all bullshit and this doesn't work, never fucking happens to me, is because you don't believe in it. So
it's thought creates
why
reality.
would it be happening to you?
So
yes.
Thoughts creating reality, your reality. Okay.
Thought creates belief systems create the reality. So you got to straighten that shit out first. The visuals are really funny. We can skip that because it might set off my gag reflex again.
No.
So once you have that belief system straightened out, that it's a transition, then you got to figure out what is the way that you can perceive energy the easiest. Like, do you see it? Do you daydream it better? Do you hear it better? Do you feel it better? And to know that answer, you got to figure out, how do you learn in your human life the easiest? You know, are you that visual learner, the audio learner, the kinetic learner? Pick one of those, and then we'll take that and explore it in learning how to perceive or understand that subtle light energy, which is what your loved one just became. It lost the body. I say it, he, she, animal, lost the body and now has become subtle light energy, which is, he's so sassy. Hello, it's what the fuck you are. You've got a body encasing it.
That's true.
So you're the same fucking thing. He's just getting up on his soapbox.
I'm
Come
telling
on,
you, man.
People, what the hell is going on?
We tend to be a little dense sometimes. Sorry, it's a human thing.
He he says, he gives me a picture in my head, the medicine things that you used to fill out had RX, and this is your prescription.
Oh, yeah, right.
And it says, being human.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, yes, you're dense-headed. Okay, it's because you're being human.
Oh, yeah.
So he said, once you figure that out and you understand it, and let's say you're visual, you like to see things. So it's not really going to come with words or description. It's just going to be seeing. And then you have to discover how to see subtle light energy. And it's almost like testing our five senses and putting them in strained situations. Yeah. I heard Erik talking about this the other day. Well, it's probably a month ago. Testing your eyes, because we said visual. And he said, so you put yourself in a situation like in a dark room, and you leave your eyes open.
Pitch black?
All right?
Does it have to be totally pitch black?
Pitch ass black.
Oh, that's going to be hard.
He said, where you do this and you don't see it happening?
Okay.
That's what I want. Because you're used to opening up your eyes and seeing depth, perception, where you are in a room, a horizon line, all that jazz. So your eyes have that expectation to feed you the information. You're used to that shit. Now you're in the dark and you're opening your eyes and you're like, I can't see the horizon. I can't see what's in front of me, what's around me. Then your eyes are going to look harder. They're going to look in a different way.
Oh.
And this is the time you can use your sense of sight in a different means. So if you keep your eyes open and keep them softly gazing into space, right? It's not on something because you can't see an item. So it's softly just in space.
Okay.
You'll start to see subtle light energy. You'll see color in the darkness. Of course, some of it looks like squiggly things and cells, and he goes, that's actually the light, very low light, shining through the cells and projecting. So there's some of that shit. If you move your eyes and those squiggly things go with it.
Oh, that's floaters.
Yeah, he goes, that's not subtle light energy. That's you seeing the reflection of the cells and flakes and shit like that in the back of your eye. But if you see blobs of light, if you see a light and you turn away and it stays and you come back and it's there, that's subtle light energy. So these kinds of practices can be very valuable. And there's other ways to kind of trick your senses, like listening to static for audio, recording, like in a digital recorder for audio, with touch and sensation. You can do a flotation tank. You can use warm room temp, body temp water to help you. He says there's so many ways to challenge your senses to work beyond what they're just used to every day.
Well, remember you told me, and I hate to interrupt, but you told me that listening to binaural beats, which you can download on iTunes and other places, between 14 and 16 megahertz with earphones, you have to have earphones on, really helps. And I tried that, and it's like all of a sudden my mom was coming in and all sorts of stuff. Do you still stand by that?
Yes.
And why does that
audio
work? Why does that work?
Because it's giving he said for lack of time and things like that, is giving your brain different vibrational patterning. It's triggering your brain to listen and behave outside of its average, I'm hearing a sound 15 feet away at this pitch.
Okay.
Activating different parts of the brain.
Okay. So tell me more about ways we can learn to hear spirit, our loved ones. Beside the binaural beats, of course, but any
binaural
tricks?
Beats, static, EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, using a digital recorder and talking. He says, but what people do is they have expectations of, oh, we used to talk all the time on the phone, or we used to talk face to face and have hours of conversation, when really, I might just get across to you. He does it like very booming. Yes. And he goes, and that might be the end of our conversation. And you had this whole expectation, so you acknowledge that maybe you heard the word yes, but the whole thing is a scam and it's a failure because you didn't hear me rattle on and I didn't prank you. And so it's all bullshit. So what the fuck? Stop throwing Stop throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
That's true. So,
and yeah, start simple. Start simple with yes and no's. Just ask yes and no question and get used to hearing yes and no.
right, like the hand game. That's for those who are tactile, I guess, right?
Yes, that's for touch.
Did we already explain that on the YouTube?
Yes.
Okay, so look for that, guys. It's called the hand game. I almost said the wrong thing. Hand game, and he's a bad influence on me. And you can also search the blog for it also.
Yes.
All right, so, but hearing, when I have conversations with you, sometimes I hear you, I guess it's in my own voice, but sometimes I'm really not sure if it's me answering myself, which I tend to do anyway.
Okay, so you're asking more of how is the brain perceiving the sound in subtle light energy form, because it's not always outside of your ear, like you hear a bird in a tree.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the sound in the back of your head. So you have this internal voice. And we use that spot where your internal voice is to generate conversation. If you're really not in tune, let's like you are so engrossed with whatever activity that you're doing and your vibration is totally into it. For me to get my voice into your head is going to be a little more difficult, but I can use your voice because it's already running. It's on.
I know.
It's on all the fucking
I know,
time.
it's horrible. Oh my God, monkeys just scrambling around up there.
He says, so I can use that right away.
Okay.
So I can throw some words in there and get you to think about it and help guide you. Now, the difference would be is you stop and go, that's odd.
Okay.
Maybe that's not a word I used, or it sounded like your voice, but it was talking to you in a way that it just really, you don't do that with yourself that way. So when you have that curiosity, the doubt, that's when you can say, okay, so I'm having an intuitive moment. It's not as clear, but I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge that that's not 100% me.
Okay. All right. Are there any little games any sort of exercises we can do? I know that somebody brought up the tea party, just set out a cup of tea for you and your loved one and just kind of like start a conversation, a casual conversation. Any others like that?
That's awesome. A lot of times people need that visual clue that that's the seat they're going to sit in and this is the activity you're going to do. Mm-hmm. It's a great focus. He said, I would look at the instrument a lot better. I would look at you. What do you believe in? And I would say, if you are a type of person who's like, I'm all for this, I want this to happen to me so bad, but it never does, I would use the gift of pretending. And so whether it was visual, whether it was audio, kinetic, I would say to myself, okay, brain, I'm about to play a game and I'm going to pretend that I'm going to talk to Erik and set my belief system and my logical analysis side of my brain aside. Boom. I would do that right away. And then I would tell myself, when the game is over, I can bring my belief system back in and I can bring my logical side back in and it can analyze what the hell just happened. But until then, it cannot be invited in. I think that trick right there really turns a lot of people into having full-on experiences with their loved ones, their pets, because it's in that pretend where anything is possible. But even if you believe or have a belief system in it, but your logical brain goes, but I need this kind of proof, and I need it 3 times, and I need it when I'm standing on my head. Well, that shit's not going to happen, is it? So your belief system might be all polished and pretty, but your head's all fucked up.
Yeah. Erik, that came out of nowhere. You caught her off by surprise. You haven't been... That's the first F-bomb in a little while here, so...
Cleaning up his act, maybe a little... He goes, no, not really.
No, not really.
But, people lie to themselves quite a bit because they want to show people that they are doing their best, that they are trying, and they can talk the talk, but they don't have the experience. So if you're not having the experience, trust me, something in there is holding you back. And I bet you it's your damn head.
Yeah.
It's your head demanding, having these demands, but for some reason it just feels so common to you that you're not paying attention to what the demands are. So you're like, I don't know.
Well, they say that the pineal gland is important for, intuition or intuitive experiences. And they say that fluoride and other things can cause calcifications of the pineal gland, and that's maybe one of the reasons why so many of us can't do what Jamie does.
He's teasing me about my Berkey water filter.
Oh yeah, it's a
I
good
love
one?
my Berkey water filter. It eliminates all the fluoride and everything, and I did it for some of those reasons. And
Oh
the chlorine, but especially the fluoride, because you're right,
yeah,
it can junk up that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
it's taking care of your instrument, taking care of the tools that you need.
yeah. So what can we do to fix our pineal glands?
Take care of
Anything?
your physical body better.
Okay.
You know, what are you eating?
Yeah.
Is your hormone system in check? Or are you letting it run wild because you don't believe in medical attention?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're granola.
Oh,
Eric, how many people are we going to offend?
as many as you can in as short a period of time as possible.
Let's
Well,
go for it.
what if your pineal gland's already crapped out? It's just calcified. Is there any way you can heal it?
He says there's always a way to heal anything.
That's true.
And he says, and I'm not saying that because it sounds great and it's hopeful. He says, it's the truth. It's just you humans haven't gotten to it yet. It's all
Okay.
right. Yeah, I would look at energy healing. There's also, that looks like a sonogram on your head. Maybe it's,
Huh.
specific sound blasting to break up. Would you redo that yet? Maybe not.
Something that's going to come in the future?
Yeah, it looks like a tiny little, pin held, but like what you get when you're pregnant and they look at the
Yeah,
baby. That's what
right.
it reminds me. It has a little ball on it,
Oh, yeah, right.
and that
Shattering
it's
shattering the calcium. That's what it does.
yes.
Okay. I would like that. Anything else we could do with our bodies? I mean, refrain from alcohol, caffeine. Oh, that reminds me. Anything
That's good.
else we can do?
You'd be surprised what I have today.
Water. Is that water?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's not vodka, is it?
Vodka.
It's vodka. No, but yeah. So what do we need to do in our daily life and behavior and everything?
He's going for the caffeine, the nicotine, the processed food, the sugars. Eating a whole food diet, that means a non-processed diet and a non-white sugar diet, will change the way your instrument works. That means that the energetic body that you have and within your physical body becomes more sensitive to the subtle energy that is all around us.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's very useful.
Yeah. So what about alcohol? You have to stop alcohol?
He said looking at alcohol and drugs, not on a daily basis.
Okay.
It doesn't help. It definitely doesn't help. But when you're using it as enhancement for, I just told him, I was like, watch what you say.
Yeah. Warning.
Yeah, warning. When you're using it responsibly, that it's serving you and it's not destructive to you. You know, it's not like you're drinking so much that you're vomiting for 2 days and end up with a headache.
Yeah.
But that you're drinking to a point where your body is enjoying it, is processing and digesting it well. And when your body tells you, hey, we're at a limit, that you respect that and pull away from it. He goes, that's what I mean by healthy.
Okay.
And he's including other items within that description besides alcohol.
Oh, other drugs like pot and things like that?
Okay, there you go.
Okay, you just wanted me to say that. All right, so same thing, but does pot help people channel?
It can help set the head into a place where it can accept channeling.
Okay.
But really, it's still a tool.
All right.
Really, the person can do it all for themselves.
Is there anything else we need to do in our daily life to better our chances of connecting with and then, of course, continuing to have a relationship with our loved one?
Getting to know yourself better, whether that's through meditation or through just becoming more emotionally honest with who you are.
Just self-reflection?
Yes.
Honest self-reflection, obviously.
That'd be great.
Okay. That's
Have you
hard.
had your honest self-reflection today? That's what he's saying.
I think we need to do that every day. Anything else, baby?
Good sleep.
Okay.
Giving yourself the downtime. And
Okay.
loving your mom.
Yeah, love your mom, guys. Love your mom. I love
Because
you, Eric.
everybody
This
call
is
their mom
awesome.
right now.
Everybody, that's right. Well, no, wait, just finish the rest of the YouTube first. I've got some announcements at the end. So, all right, guys, so this was great, Eric. Thank you so much. Now everybody's going to go out and practice.
He said, you're welcome.
So there's going to be all these telephone lines to the afterlife, just like ringing off the hook. Ringing off the hook. Calling Grandma Kate.
That's awesome. Yes.
All right, guys, we'll see you, and stay tuned for the announcements at the end. Lots of good information. Bye.
He's kissing on you. He's kissing everybody who's watching. He says, love you.
Bye. Love you.
Bye, guys.